All right, everybody, welcome back. So I'm super excited today. This is going to be a Who is Your Soulmate reading. What does your soulmate look like? What are his attributes? How does it impact your relationship? Is he even your soulmate in the first place, or is he just someone you desire right now, but they're definitely not for you? So let's get right into it. This will be a pick a card reading. For those of you who are new to pick a card readings, to those virgin souls, this is how they work. This is pile number 1, represented by a beautiful green aventurine. This is pile number 2, represented by a crimson red jasper. This is pile number 3, represented by a beautiful pink quartz. This is pile number 4, represented by a nice flat piece of tiger's eye, as I call it, potato stone. And this is pile number 5, represented by a beautiful piece of quartz. So take a moment, find the pile that resonates highest, that vibrates at the best frequency for you. You can pause the video if you like, and when you have chosen, you can scroll down to the links in the description. There are timestamps corresponding to each individual pile, and it will jump immediately to that pile's reading. Hello, Aventurine. Let's see what divine message the universe has for you today. All right, pile 1. This is a very, very interesting pile because it shows a lot of pain, a lot of difficulty. Your soulmate is going to be ruling over your emotions, and it will lead to a lot of destruction, a lot of judgment, but this person is truly for you because it does come out completely in your favor at the end. So we have here the 9 of Swords, the nightmare phase, the King of Cups. This individual is king over your emotions. He is dominant over your emotions. Everything you feel revolves around him. Then we have the Tower, the destruction of the mind, the destruction of everything you know to be true, as indicated by his control of your emotions. Then we move down to Judgment, upright. Notice there's no inversed cards in this spread. Judgment upright, guys, it indicates in this particular case that there is going to be people judging your relationship, especially based on the 3 prior cards. You can imagine that your mother, your father, your best friend might not look kindly upon an individual that keeps you awake all night, completely dominates your emotions, and gaslights you to the point where you've been broken down to a million pieces, and you're sitting emotionally distraught, completely unaligned, with energy scattered all over the place. So that is what judgment justifiably means when tied into the preceding 3 cards. There is, however, hope. We have here the Queen of Cups, running in direct contrast to the King. We have masculine energy here, feminine energy here, of course. Now, the Queen has mastery over her emotions. You have mastery over your emotions. You've come to recognize that if you can gain hold of the situation, you can bring him around to your perspective. You can have him see things your way. The masculine energy of the King of Cups transforms through the destruction of the Tower and the lessons learned through the judgment of others, transforms into the Queen of Cups, as indicated here. Now, once mastery of the emotion of the Divine Feminine has been attained, again by the Queen of Cups, we move on to what is, in my opinion, likely one of the most joyous cards in all of tarot. Perhaps second only to the 4 of Wands, another spectacular card. But this one here is particularly important because it is indicative of family. You see, we have here the rainbow, 10 cups in a rainbow. We have here the mother, the father, and 2 children. We have beautiful weather, we have green grass, we have the home as indicated there. This card indicates the divine, the happy ending for you and your soulmate. The two of you were truly meant to be together, as indicated by this card. And it puts out the context that the nightmares you had about your soulmate, about this individual, in the beginning, the dominance he had over your emotions, even the constant gaslighting, the emotional destruction, and the judgment of others led you to embrace your inner queen and gain mastery over not only your emotions, but his as well. We understand the duality of the king and the queen and their joint placement. However, as the old expression indicates, behind every great man is a great woman, we know who really rules the roost here. This has been such a fortuitous reading, guys, that really there isn't too much more that needs to be said. This individual is obviously your soulmate, and it's going to work out as indicated by the Ten of Cups. So I would advise you guys to pursue them as fast as possible and to accelerate the phase. Undoubtedly, you're already in the nightmare phase. Perhaps, however, you're in the emotional control, the destruction of self, or the judgment phase. And maybe you're even here. Maybe you've already mastered your emotions. Maybe you're already in this phase. Either way, no matter what position you are here, I strongly recommend you accelerate everything you're doing and move along to the Ten of Cups. You can attain the happiness, and it's yours for the taking. Just get there. That's all for this one. Hello, Jasper. Let's see what divine message the universe has for you today. All right, everyone. For this pile, unfortunately, this is not the best soulmate reading. Regrettably. So the first card we have here is the Three of Pentacles reversed. Now, this card is indicative of hard work and a lack of finances, but the knowledge necessary to improve that financial situation. That's what it would mean upright. However, reversed, unfortunately, this individual is both lacking resources and the ability to acquire them. Now, this alone would not necessarily be a bad thing. Just because someone is poor doesn't mean you can't love them. Money is, of course, not everything, and one's financial situation tends to improve over time, especially as men get older or advance in their careers. And this is something you as a woman can bank on and can be patient for, as that's what he would undoubtedly be looking for in you. Except, of course, in the case of this draw, unfortunately. Next we have here the Devil upright. Now this is symbolic for two reasons, both in conjunction with the financial reporting of the Three of Pentacles reversed, and because of its traditional meaning. This man is this individual you're contemplating for soulmate status. Regrettably, he is ruled only by his flesh and blood desires. He simply wants you for the physical pleasure you can provide, and this is indicated by the female in chains here, chained to the devil's will, and of course the male in chains. Now, the thing about the chains on the devil is they are not particularly tight. You can escape the bonds of materialism, escape the bonds of the devil, simply by removing the chain from your head, by unshackling yourself. However, both of these individuals are willfully tied to the devil's will, and therefore tied to the will of this man who is not good for you. Just plain and simple. He is toxic. He is gaslighting you. There's just no way around it. he wants you not only for your body, but probably for your money too. So undoubtedly you have a stable job, and it's likely he's between jobs. That's what the devil in this situation means. And then, of course, we come over here to the devil's best friend, known as choice, the Two of Pentacles. Now, it's unlikely that the individual you're pursuing has a stable job, a long-term stable job, but rather I feel as though he fluctuates between jobs continually, as indicated by the infinity loop around the two gold coins in the Two of Pentacles, as well as being balanced on one foot, and the seas in the background are very rough, indicating constant change. This individual is a juggler. This card is the juggler. Not only is he juggling your heart, but he's juggling the priorities of his life, which typically center around money. And this is further heralded, unfortunately for you ladies, by the King of Pentacles. This gentleman here is the wealthiest card in tarot. Money is always on his mind. He is quite literally the king of money. He has no time for the Queen of Pentacles. He has no time for the Knight or the Page of Pentacles, his children. His mind is solely focused on money, how he can get more of it, regardless of whom he has to hurt. This, of course, is contrasted by his love of partying, his love of other women, and his love of multiple women. You see, we have the King of Pentacles, the wealthiest card, next to the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups is an emotional card, a party card, the card of multiple women. This individual is not soulmate material, unfortunately, because he does have multiple women. Despite the fact he's likely not very financially successful, he does portray himself to be so. It is likely that he drives an expensive car, has expensive clothing, but an enormous amount of credit card debt, or debt that he is hiding from you. It's very easy to live a flash, but poor lifestyle, a $30,000 a year millionaire. Now, he uses the false perception of his wealth to acquire multiple women, to have multiple women in his life, for sexual and other reasons. Now, the reason I'm so confident he won't commit to you is because of the appearance of the Lover's inverse. There is no card in all of tarot that indicates the destruction of a relationship or the non-existence of a relationship that was never meant to be than the Lovers, especially when they're reversed. This individual is not worth pursuing, not even in the slightest. It's unfortunate. I'm sure he's very, very handsome. The King of Pentacles is one of the most handsome cards in the deck by design. And I'm sure he's a lot of fun. But other women see that too. And that's why the Lover's reversed appears next to him. Unfortunately, ladies, this gentleman is not, if I should even call him that, this man is not to be your soulmate. And I strongly recommend you look elsewhere. Hello, Rose Quartz. Let's see what divine message the universe has for you today. All right, well, this pile is extremely interesting and just a little bit perverted. So, initial thoughts. First and foremost, this guy that you're pursuing, he does, in fact, very likely have a big dick, and he knows how to use it. Certainly based on the number of wands cards we have. So I understand that's a big statement, quite literally. You see, we have a young man holding a wand. We have the Knight of Wands here. Pardon me, the Page of Wands. Wands, when talking about anatomy, are indicative of large male anatomy, a big dick. Again, the King of Wands here, the King of Big Dicks. And keep in mind, ladies, this does not only mean physical, this can also mean emotionally this man can be a dick. And evidently he knows how to use it, but for all the wrong reasons. He's not interested in long-term, he's not interested in marriage. He's only interested in sex, and we know this because the Six of Cups here, reversed, indicates this man does not want children. This man does not want a future with you. He does not see you as marriage material because he doesn't see anyone as marriage material. He doesn't think that way at all. So let's start here. The Page of Wands, of course. This man is looking for something. He's looking for a woman. He's looking for sex. Here you are, the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Now, this is an interesting reading here because it ties in with the Four of Pentacles upright. You've got a bit of money. And that doesn't mean you have a lot of money, but it sure as hell means you have a lot more than him. That's why this card is upside down. Upright, the Queen of Pentacles is the wealthiest female card in all of tarot, second only perhaps to the Nine of Pentacles. However, upright, or reversed, pardon me, indicates that you're going to lose something. You're going to take an L here, ladies. This man is after your money. He's after your money. He wants what you have. When you're going to dinner, you're going to be paying. When you go to the movies, you're going to be paying. When he calls you over to his place, you're paying for that Uber because he doesn't want to pay for the Uber, and he has no interest in paying for gas if he even has a car, let alone taking the bus. This, of course, is indicated by the Four of Pentacles. This is the cheapest, tightest card in tarot. This man is extremely tight. He's extremely cheap. And he's very, very happy that you have a bit of cash, because not only can he get his dick wet, pardon the language, but he doesn't have to pay for a damn thing. He's effectively your sugar baby. He's basically a gigolo. And of course, if we go down that route, we can make that assumption with the age of the Page of Wands, a very youthful card. And the Queen is not old, but certainly a lot more mature than him. Not necessarily MILF status, but this man is certainly could be construed as a gigolo. Though, of course, he could be older, given the King of Wands here. The Knight of the Page of Wands progresses to be the King of Wands. And again, the King of Wands is quite tight, money-wise. He's cheap. But he relies on good looks, a quick tongue, and a big dick. He also knows how to use it. All of those things, as indicated by the Magician. Inverted. And again, ladies, he's just interested in sex. This person is not your soulmate. Not in the slightest. You can use him, of course, for whatever pleasures you desire, but it is advisable that you avoid paying for anything. Notice how, again, the Queen of Wands is reversed, holding a single pentacle, yet the Four of Pentacles is upright. And you see, each foot rests on a pentacle. He holds one in his head, holds one in his heart. All this man values is money. See, his feet rest on money. His heart thinks of money. His mind thinks of money. His heart is set on money. Everything about this man is about money and sexual gratification. And you have both of those things. You can provide him both of those things. And if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But if you marry this individual, you're never going to have children with him. And of course, that's not his goal. He doesn't want to marry you. If there was the Four of Wands or the Lovers indicated here, perhaps I would say there is a chance. But the Six of Cups inverted, this individual does not want to give you anything, let alone children. You're going to be giving him everything. That's the perverted nature, unfortunately, of this spread. So ladies, again, if you thought this man was your soulmate, keep marching, because he just wants to use you for money and for sexual gratification. But if you're looking for a guy who's cheap with a big dick, this is your man. Hello, Tiger's Eye. Let's see what divine message the universe has for you today. Okay, ladies. First and foremost, congratulations. What a spread here. This man is perfect, in my opinion. Take it from a straight male tarot reader, I would actually probably marry this man. I mean, he's obviously worth going gay for. Holy shoot. So, first and foremost, the Eight of Wands, the card of air travel. This man loves to travel. He wants to take you around the entire world. No matter where you can think of, anywhere on earth. He wants to go to Venice, he wants to go to Egypt, he wants to go to New York, and he wants to do it all in style. This man here, he can't stay in one place. He's got to be moving. Now, he loves the home, but he wants to go somewhere. He wants to go on a trip every single quarter, a trip every 2 months. I'd be unsurprised, ladies, if you were with this man. This man's your soulmate. He would probably spend a third of the year, if not a quarter of the year, consistently traveling with you. So, this man here, he's a good choice. He's taking you around the entire world. He loves children. Not only is he really good with kids, but he loves them. Kids are everything to him. Doesn't matter if it's his kids, which I don't think he has kids. That's not the energy I'm getting from this reading. But he just loves children in general. He wants multiple children from you, a minimum of 2, as the Six of Cups often indicates when it comes to relationship readings. He definitely needs to have children in his life, and he will travel with them. It doesn't matter. He's going to travel with the kids. It doesn't matter. And you've got to be okay with that. That's definitely something. He doesn't mind screaming baby on an airplane. Maybe you do, but still, I'd say this man's worth it. He's very, very emotional, but he is in charge of those emotions. The King of Cups is, of course, the king of emotions, cups being the emotional suite. Now, this man is regal in his bearing. He's quite religious, too. The King of Cups is probably the most religious card next to the Hierophant. And this is a traditional religion, so think Catholicism, think Islam, think maybe Judaism. This man, when you get married to him, you're going to be married in a church, in a mosque, in a Jewish temple. You're going to be married in a traditional religious ceremony, and you will be expected to conform in some small ways to his family's religious tradition, including any holidays, any Passovers, any Eid, any Christmas dinners, etc. You will be expected to be a part of that. But for a man like this, I'm certain that anyone would make that concession, even if they weren't necessarily a fan of religion. Now, here you are. How did I know that you were going to have children? Not only did the Six of Cups tell me this, but the Empress, the third card. The Empress is always pregnant. Not only is she pregnant with ideas, but it is a traditional symbol of pregnancy in the reproductive sense as well. So from what I see here, in the Six of Cups, the Queen, and then the reverse of the Ten of Pentacles, we have a total of 3 children, 4 if you count the pregnant Queen. So you're going to have 4 children with this man. That's what this reading is telling me. So I hope you like kids, ladies, because your soulmate expects at least 4 from you. A minimum of 4, I would say. But of course, he's going to treat you like a queen. I mean, what more can you ask for? And perhaps the best part, at least from a male perspective, from someone who does have his own business. I mean, this is my business. I read tarot for a living. I'm very successful at it. The Ten of Pentacles reversed indicates that this man worked for his money. He did not inherit his money. Upright, this is family money. This represents the older generation who has earned all this wealth and the younger generation who inherits it. That's what this is representative of. Reversed, he worked for it. He earned every penny he has, whether he has his own business or perhaps it's likely he does have his own business, because how else would he travel as much as he does if he doesn't own his own business? So this man is extremely financially successful and 100% self-made. So with this one, you're lucking out. You're getting a rich guy who has control of his emotions, and he loves children and treats you like a queen. So out of all the decks you could have picked, congratulations on this one's energy resonating with you. Because the last couple decks, well, there were some fuckboys and just some broke guys. Now lastly, and perhaps most important, this man is generous. Not only is he generous with you and the things he purchases for you and your children, such as travel, material goods as indicated by the fact he is a king of emotions. But he's generous with those who are poor. We see here the wealthy man giving the alms to the poor. This man knows what it's like to not have very much because he is entirely self-made. He earned his fortune. He made everything himself. He knows what it's like to not have a lot. That's why he's so generous. So, ladies, congratulations on choosing this deck because your soulmate is really going to work out for you. Loves to travel, loves kids, loves the foundation of traditional religion, is stable emotionally, is a king, master of his emotions, treats you like a queen. You're going to have a minimum of 4 children, and he is without a doubt a successful, self-made, and generous man. So congratulations on this pick, ladies. Your soulmate. Your life is going to be incredible. Hello, Quartz. Let's see what divine message the universe has for you today. Okay, ladies, this is a very interesting pile you picked here. The energy you have and the resonation with the pile, well, first and foremost, you're going to be a lot more successful than your man, at least in the beginning. Now, not only are you more successful than he is financially, as indicated by the 9 of Pentacles, this is a self-made woman. This is the second wealthiest woman in tarot, but the wealthiest woman because she is self-made. The Queen of Pentacles could be argued to be wealthier, but she was born into her wealth. The 9 of Pentacles, this is a self-made woman right here, and this is a lot for any man to handle. Most relationships are not successful because a man isn't often confident enough to be with a woman more successful than he. However, your success is because you're educated. We have the High Priestess here. This is an educated woman. You have a degree. You have been to school. You're educated, as indicated by the scroll here that's symbolic of a diploma. You had 2 paths to go down to, as indicated by the 2 pillars in the Temple of Wisdom. I'm not certain which path you chose. The duality is never particularly clear with the energies of this card, even to an experienced reader like myself, but it really is not an important matter, because your man, he's working to be successful himself, and he isn't intimidated by your success. Now, what's your soulmate up to? He's working right now. Whether he's building his business, he's working on his degree, whatever. The 7 of Pentacles shows the farmer in the middle of springtime, in the middle of summertime, pardon me. His harvest, it's not ready for harvest yet, his crops, but it's going to be soon. So it's likely that maybe you're just a little bit older than he is. Maybe you were in a different field than he was and you graduated early. Maybe he started college later than you. And as a result, you've been out and in the workforce, you're a professional, you've been successful for a year or 2, and you're paying off your student loans, or you had a full ride scholarship, and he has student loans, or he's building his business. Either way, it doesn't matter, because this man is not intimidated by a woman who is more successful than him, and it's not going to affect his opinion of you, and it's not going to be a strain on your relationship. Now, unfortunately, everything I just said about this man's confidence in being with someone who is more successful than him, it's all a bit shaken by your actions. Here you are, the Queen of Cups reversed, one of the most emotional, and I hesitate to use the word unbalanced because it's not necessarily unbalanced, it's just a fluctuation between hot and cold. If this card was a song, it would be a Katy Perry song. It would be hot and cold. Unfortunately, you are going to be the cause of some stress in this relationship because you are going to lose a bit of patience with how long it's going to take him to match or eclipse your level of success. Now it's coming. he will eventually get that degree, get that job, or get his business off the ground. But what you need to do is be supportive until he gets there. Because if you are not supportive, and this is indicated by the Wheel of Fortune, the next card. Now, this is Rota Fortunae, the Wheel of Fortune, which is the ever-turning wheel that the goddess Fortuna spins in deciding the fates of men and women, of humankind. Notice how we have the Queen of Cups here, symbolic of the goddess Fortuna. Interesting how Fortuna is a goddess, female, who holds the strings of men's fate, is next to the Wheel of Fortune. It's almost like tarot is perfectly accurate every time in what it's trying to tell us. So if your energy is of this pile, if this is what you felt was true, you've got a lot on your shoulders, and your shoulders are currently upside down. However, it's not set in stone. The Wheel of Fortune indicates to us that you can turn that wheel. You can turn from a source of instability, uncertainty, and unintentional gaslighting, unintentional cold shoulder, etc. You can flip that around. You can be the supportive queen that he needs. The supportive queen he finds necessary, that he wants in his life. And if you can fulfill that role, the end result is eternity. This man will be with you forever. We have the Two of Cups here, the emotional union card, the marriage card. If you can heed Fortuna's warning and help him to grow to be what he needs to be, because remember, you're further ahead than him. You're reaching down to help him up. It's nothing to do with gender imbalance or power dynamics, rather the fact that you're already further ahead than he is. So you do this out of the goodness of your heart, the love that you have for him, what you feel for him. That's why you take this action, because you do want him. And if you do that, if you heed Fortuna's warning, you'll have him. So I hope that resonated for you for this pile, because it's a powerful energy here, and certainly more powerful than the other draws.